Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing some squared arounds. We're going to be working with a 3.5 inch square to square to transitioning to a 6.5 inch diameter. So let me just show you really quick. 3.5, and it'll be 6.5 inches in diameter, and we're going to give it a 5-inch height like so. And once we get done with this lesson, we'll be producing this. And since this doesn't have an offset, meaning that the square is not shifted in any way from the circle, it means that we're just going to have to be producing this one time, since it'll be a duplicated shape on both sides in order to make our squared around to do that. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, let's go ahead and start off by making our 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.5. Take our compass, put our sharp point right here where the vertical and horizontal lines meet. And we're just going to transfer this 3.5 inch mark right here. And we're going to do a light arc here. Put one here, do a light arc there. And that is going to be our other corner of our square. Okay, now let's go ahead and make the 6.5 inch circle. So let's see, 3.5 inch square divided by 2 is 1 3/4, so 1 3/4. Same thing here, 1 3/4. So that's our center. Okay, let's go ahead and find the center of this square. So 1 3/4 is right here. So that's the center. And then the 6.5 inch diameter divided by 2 is 3 1/4. So 1, 2, 3 1/4. Then 1, 2, 3 1/4. Okay, now we got that. Now we can go ahead and make our 6.5 inch diameter circle. I'm going to lock it in place like so. Hopefully that matches. Yeah, pretty close. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our circle. Alright, nice and dark. Okay, so that's what we have here. This divided line represents this right here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put a line right here. So I use my compass, and I'm going to throw a random arc somewhere here in the bottom to have it crisscross the other side. Okay, so now what we're going to do is line up this crisscross to the center of our circle or square best you can, and then strike a mark right here. Okay, Okay, next. So now what we're going to do is we're going to label these. We're going to divide these in pies. So we're going to have a total of 5. So let's go ahead and start doing that. So same thing like what we did here. I'm going to put my sharp point here and throw a random mark somewhere here in the middle. Put your sharp point here, and it didn't reach, so we'll do it again. Go back, and there you go. So now you can line up this to the center of the square. You don't necessarily have to do this when it's something like this. Strike a mark right there, because if everything's in the center, if it's a square to a circle, you can just line up this to that and you'll get the same mark here. But this is good practice to, you know, find your centers on dividing pies. So this is good practice. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the same thing here and here. Put our sharp point there, and we're going to strike a random mark like that. Put it here, strike a random mark, swing it over, strike a random mark, put sharp point here now, and crisscross that arc. Perfect. Okay, same process. Now you can go ahead and line this up to the center of the square or circle. Line it up the best you can and do your mark right there. Okay, same thing here. Line it up. Boom. Alright, let's go ahead and erase this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just like what we have here. We're going to go ahead and number these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now what we want to do is label these 2 points with letters. So we're going to label this as A and A. Okay, so let me show you where we're at right now. So what we have here is we got all this, which is half of this, and then we got A, which is here. So really this and this is these two here, and then this is this, and then this is that side. Okay, all right, now the last thing that we're going to need is, since all these are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A and A, we need to label that as a letter as well. So we're going to label that point, which is right here, as X. So we'll put X right here. So X is this point right here. Okay, all right, next is we're going to go ahead and make our true length triangle, and that is a 90-degree of vertical and horizontal lines that meet at one point. And that again is to be used so that you guys can find your lengths from one point to another. Okay, we're going to make it nice and dark. Okay, and we said we're going to go ahead and give it a 5-inch height, like so. So we're going to go ahead and count right here and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so right there is our 5-inch height mark. Alright, so the next thing to do is put sharp point on A, and then open it up to the 1 on your work area. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, put your sharp point right here where the vertical and horizontal lines meet. Strike an arc, and that is 1. Okay. Okay, now just want to mention one thing. Since this is in the center, everything's even. 1 should be the same as 5. See that? 5 and 1. So if 1 is 5, you should put 5 right here as well. Same thing with 2 and 4. The distance from 2 and 4 is the same from here to here and then from here to there. So let's just confirm that. Sharp point on number 2. I'm going to put a sharp point on A. And if I do this, so there's 2. And if we swing it over, there's 4. See that? 4 and 2. Put your sharp point on your 2-lane triangle. Strike an arc right there. You're going to mark this as 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Okay? The next one is 8 to 3. Sharp point on 3. Open up our pencil point to the letter A in the corner. See that? Put sharp point on your 2-lane triangle. Strike an arc. And we're going to call this 3. Okay? Now that we have the distance from here, A to 1, A to 2, A to 3, A to 4, A to 5, that's basically this right here. See that? 8 to 1, I'm sorry, 8 to 1, A to 2, A to 3, A to 4, and then 8 to 5. Now what we need is X. So that's here. So we need the distance from X to 5. So we're going to get a compass, put our sharp point on X, and then open it up to 5. Like so. I'm going to lock it in place. See that? Okay. Put sharp point on your 2-lane triangle. We're going to swing it over, and that is going to be X. Hopefully you guys can see that. Alright, now we're ready. So let's go ahead and make this starting right here. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, this is a 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch square. So we're going to make a representation of A and A right here. So we want to count 3.5. So 1, 2, 3.5. So right there and right there. Okay, so we're going to label this as A. Alright, let's have some fun. Get your compass. Put your sharp point on 1. Then open up your pencil point to 5. Your 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place like so. You guys can see that? Okay. Sharp point on A. Strike an arc somewhere around here in the middle. Boom. Put it on A on this side. Strike a mark. And now you found 1. Okay. So we got 1. Now we want to get the distance from 1 to 2. So get your compass. Put sharp point on 1. And then open it up to the number 2. We're going to lock it in place. You guys can see that? Okay. Put your sharp point on 1 here. And then strike a random arc, half moon arc on both sides of 1. Like that. Okay. Next, now we can find 2. Put your sharp point on your 2-lane triangle on 2. Open up your pencil point to the 5-inch height mark. I'm going to lock it in place. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. Put your sharp point on A. Strike a mark right here. That's 2. Boom, that's 2. So 2 and 2. So you guys see a pattern? Pretty easy, right? Alright, let's go 2 to 3. So put your sharp point on 2, open it up to 3, and lock it in place. You guys can see that? Okay. Put your sharp point on 2. Then we're going to strike an arc like that. Do the same thing on this side. Strike an arc. Okay. Now let's go look for 3 on your 2-lane triangle right here. Sharp point on 3. Open up your pencil point to the 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. Sharp point on A. Strike an arc. Same thing here. Strike an arc. And now you found 3 and 3. Okay. 4. Distance from 3 to 4. There it is, like that. I'm going to lock it in place. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. Sharp point on 3. Boom. This side of 3. Boom. Okay, now let's look for 4 right there. So 4 is right here. Put sharp point on 4. Open up your pencil point to the 5-inch height mark. We're going to lock it in place like so. Okay. Sharp point on A. Strike an arc there. That's 4. Boom. That's 4. So 4, 4. Okay, last one. 5. Distance from 4 to 5. And I'll open up to the number 5. Can you see that? Easy, right? Okay. Sharp point now on 4. And then we're going to strike a random arc this side. Same thing on this side. 4. Strike an arc. Let me see if I can make this a little darker. Okay. Last one. 5. Sharp point on 5. Gonna lock it in place. Okay. Sharp point on A. Strike an arc. That's 5. Boom. And that's 5. Okay. I'm gonna label this as 5. Hopefully that's 2. I'll blow that up really quick. So it's not this 5, but this one, the small one right here. Okay, now since we have this is right here, okay, and we got this, which is right here. Now we need this and this, this and this. So since we know that we're gonna reach, this is 3.5 inch square, and half of that is 1 3/4. So you're only gonna reach halfway. So the way you do that is you get your compass, put it here, and then put it right where X is at. I'm gonna lock it in place. See that? You're gonna put it here, and you're gonna throw a half moon arc like so. Do the same thing here on this side, and throw a half moon arc. Okay, now remember X. So X is right here. X. So put sharp point on X. Open it up to the 5-inch height mark. We're gonna lock it in place like so. Okay, now put sharp point on 5. Swing it down now. Strike an arc. Same thing on that one. Put sharp point on 5. Swing it down. Boom. And that's X. So this right here is X, and that's X. Okay, let's go get some lines going. So from 5 to X, X to A, and then X to A on this side. Okay, and then X to 5. And then we can combine these. Okay, now let's go ahead and get the bend marks, which are going to be these right here, and that's to help you bend them like so. So you start from A to 5, A4, A3, A2, and then A1. Okay, back to this side of A, A1, A2, A3, A4, and then A5. I don't even recall if I counted this in reverse. I'll find out in the video. Okay, anyways, so those are your bend marks, and that should be this right here. So pretty close, pretty easy, right? And so that would be this right here. So that matches this. See that? And matches the other side. Like that. And that makes your skirt around. Like so. Alright, so yeah, this video is in response to a viewer that I think it was, forgot which video it was, but it was a squirt around, and was telling me that the markings were very light pen use, and I want to make sure that everybody can understand and see especially what I do. So now that he gave me a heads up on that, I will be going back to those videos and probably remaking those, just because I want to make sure that everybody understands how to make those, especially squared arounds, because that's kind of like the beginning of some of these layouts for HVAC or ductwork. But yeah, thank you very much for that, viewer. And then also, if you guys get a chance, because I'm barely learning on this stuff too, if you guys get a chance, if you look at your cell phone, you might want to try, here, let me see if I can kind of show you guys really quick. But if you guys get a chance, again, I'm learning, go to your settings on that square right here, and then press on that, and then on quality. So here, let me see if I can focus this. So let me see. So what you can do is click on this right here, and then on quality, see right here I have it at 360. You can go to quality, and then on the quality you can go to advanced settings, press that, and then you can go ahead and put it at 1080p. So that will probably help sharpen the images on the videos that I'm making, on some of the older videos. I find that helps a little bit, but yeah, so hopefully that helps. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys like this video, and I hope it helped. All right, I will see you guys in the next one.